Samsung is minus 8.77% today, and the reasons behind this move tell a bigger story about where global markets are heading. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is July 16th, and today we are putting the spotlight on Samsung, a global leader in semiconductors and consumer electronics. Samsung is down 8.77% to $255,000 in today's session. Intraday prices ranged between $252,500 and $265,500. The long-term fundamentals for Samsung revolve around memory chip cycle recovery, foundry competition, and smartphone demand. Equity markets are responding to reports that Samsung profit surges over eightfold to beat estimates as RE boom fuels memory chip crunch. Let us look at the broader sector picture. Geopolitical risks remain elevated. The move follows reports that Wall Street ends lower as Iran tensions dampen risk appetite, chipmakers drop. This is keeping traders cautious and supporting flows into defensive assets. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P 500 and NASDAQ end higher on cool inflation data, solid bank earnings. Rate expectations remain the single most powerful macro driver for equities and currencies right now. On the data front, equity markets are responding to reports that S&P 500 and NASDAQ end higher on cool inflation data, solid bank earnings. Looking at how sector peers are positioned. Apple surged plus 4.01% to $327.50 in a significant session. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Apple rises 20% in 3 months. Buy, sell or hold the stock. Trading view. Apple Intelligence adoption rate across the iPhone 16 base is the variable that will determine whether this cycle outperforms the last. Services revenue, now running at over $100 billion annualized, compounds regardless of hardware timing. The India manufacturing expansion de-risks the China tariff story meaningfully. Watch for any product announcement that could re-accelerate upgrades. Rocket Lab plunged minus 3.31% to $76.20 in a significant session. Equity markets are responding to reports that RKLB stock rises overnight. Rocket Lab completes major engine test ahead of Neutron's first launch, Yahoo Finance. Neutron medium-lift rocket development is the key valuation catalyst. A successful first launch would dramatically expand the addressable market and justify a meaningful re-rating. Space Systems revenue from satellite components and manufacturing is a steady, often overlooked earnings base. Watch for any Neutron program update or new DoD launch contract. Alphabet made a dramatic move today, surged plus 3.17% to $370.92. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Google stock. Do RE growth drivers justify the premium valuation? Trading view. Search revenue resilience in an AI disruption environment is the primary debate. AI overviews are monetizing better than feared, and YouTube is accelerating. Google Cloud is now a credible number 3 player. The wildcard is the DOJ antitrust remedy. Any forced structural change would be a significant multiple derating event. Here is our analytical view on Samsung from here. Equity markets are responding to reports that Samsung profit surges over eightfold to beat estimates as RE boom fuels memory chip crunch. HBM3 yield rates for AI training chips are the most critical near-term metric. Any positive update would drive a meaningful earnings upgrade cycle. The memory upcycle is intact, but Samsung's foundry losses are a drag. A recovery in smartphone DRAM pricing would add a second earnings lever. Here is what we will be watching closely in the days ahead. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. Independent market coverage, no subscription fees, no paywalls. If this analysis saved you time and helped you think more clearly about the market, please like the video. It costs you nothing and it directly funds more content like this. Subscribe for daily coverage across indices, stocks, commodities, forex, and crypto. Tell us in the comments, what are you watching most closely right now? That wraps up today's coverage from MTRS_Market Pulse. This content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research. Stay disciplined, and we will see you tomorrow. That is our spotlight on Samsung from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe for daily coverage of the world's biggest stocks.